What is going on, guys? Aaron with Lansing Lawn Service. Today I have got a really nasty driveway to repair. Let's check it out. All right, so we are headed down this really long driveway. We got our first pothole here, a really big one. We've got more here. We've just got some issues going on. We've got a washout here that we're gonna move some of this stuff down and in, and it's going to be a tough one, guys. I've already advised the homeowner that they should probably get some more gravel put on this. That's not something that I do at this point yet, but I'm working up to that. So right here it's pretty good, but we've got a bridge up here, and I'm going to show you that. That's where the real problem areas start. Before we get to the bridge, here's a bunch more potholes, deep potholes. We'll be fixing those. We're going to be taking out this center grass part here. Obviously, we can't leave that and repair a driveway. All right, so this is where the problems start. We've got huge potholes here. The driveway is wider here because they've been driving around these potholes. So a deep area here. Got to try to pull that back up on the driveway. Lots of potholes there. The freeze thaw in Michigan was really bad this year, and that's why a lot of these potholes have cropped up. But more potholes here. And then we've got this little bridge here. So it's not too bad, but there is some potholes on the bridge too, so we'll have to fix those and create a better crown on the bridge here. As you can see, lots of potholes. And so that's where we're at right now. I'm not going to walk all the way up because I got to walk back to my truck. It's like a half mile back here. So I am super excited to work on this driveway today. I'm just really excited just because it's a lot of problem solving, a lot of work, a lot of different aspects to the job that I just love. I love repairing driveways. So I'm going to get started. We're going to start at the end out here. We're going to work our way down this way, and we're just going to see what happens. I am going to do the driveway in sections simply because I'm filming. If I wasn't filming, I'd do more all the way down and back to really get a good work on the driveway, but because I'm filming, I'm going to do small sections at a time, okay? So we can kind of see the transformation as we go. All right, let's get to it. Make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to have before and after pictures. You're going to want to see those. The transformation on this driveway is crazy. So stay tuned for that till the end of the video. Alright guys, so here we go on this really long driveway. Now, when I first estimated this driveway, it was a couple months back, and it had just rained a lot, and it was like a really bad rain. Like, there was a major washout on this driveway. I don't know exactly what happened, but that major washout kind of disappeared, I want to say. So I thought when I came out here to do this driveway on this particular day that the driveway was going to be a lot worse than it actually was. It was really bad, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was going to be a lot worse. Now, I want to make sure that I say this in the video, that these are not ideal conditions for repairing a driveway. Alright, in the Ventrac manual for the power rake, specifically for driveway repair, it says that the driveway should be damp because it keeps the dust down, number one, and number two, it helps the driveway pack a lot better. And unfortunately, we have not had a lot of rain here in Michigan, and this job was already on the books way back in the spring, and so unfortunately I had to do this driveway on this particular weekend. It was 90 degrees outside. It hadn't rained in 3 weeks. It was bone dry. So it just is what it is, but these were not ideal conditions for the power rake and the Ventrac to do the best job they possibly could. Now, did the Ventrac do awesome? Of course. The Ventrac always does awesome, but it could have done a lot better on the driveway, being that if it was damp, it would have packed so much better, and it would have just been a lot better driveway repair. Not to mention, if it had just rained recently, you would have been able to see the potholes a lot better in the video. So because it hasn't rained in for so ever long, the potholes are kind of hard to see, and so I'm just doing what I can with this driveway. It was a really bad driveway, but it didn't look as bad as it was on camera because the sun was just shining so bright on this day when I filmed this video. It was really hard to get good shots because the sun was shining right into the camera. So with all that being said, the Ventrac still did awesome on this job. What you see, what I'm doing right here is I first went down really deep on this pothole. There's several potholes here. I went down about 6 inches with the power rake and pulled back, and the Ventrac actually digs down really well when you go backwards. The drum spins at a faster rate going in reverse, and so it really does a good job of digging down. And so what I found on this particular driveway, and when it's really dry out, is that if you go down really deep and pull back rather than going forward, you can dig up those potholes, just destroy that structure of the pothole, and then you can go forward and do the rest of the driveway that just needs to be ground up and broken up so that it is a nice smooth driveway again. So that's what I'm doing here when you see me going backwards at certain spots. You can't really see the potholes when I'm doing this, partly because of the angles, partly because it's so dry. The coloration, if the driveway was wet, the coloration would be different between pothole and driveway, and so you would be able to see it a lot better. But it is what it is. As you can see, the Ventrac is already starting to really work up the driveway nicely here. This particular part of the driveway, this is the mouth of the driveway, and it was really packed. I mean, really packed hard. And because we hadn't had any rain, the Ventrac, you'll see it as it goes by sometimes on that packed driveway. It shudders. Like as I'm going forward, it will shudder, and that's just because it's so hard that it's digging up all that gravel, and it's really having to work hard. I'm going much slower than I would have to go if it was a damp driveway. But that's just the nature of the beast. As I continue to go here and do my laps on this part of the driveway, I can go faster and faster because that gravel is being broken up. This is a great shot of the driveway being worked up, that gravel looking fresh again, and just getting back to that fresh driveway, that smooth driveway. One thing that I really love about the Ventrac is that there's several things you can do. When you're crowning the driveway, you can just loosen a couple of bolts on the power rake and tilt that drum to one side, and you can really dig in on the edges. And I've done that, and I didn't care for it. So what I do, and some people would say this is not the right thing to do, but this is what I do, and it seems to work. I put a good crown on driveways. It only has to be about a 5% crown. And so what I tend to do is I just keep going over the driveway, and I keep that drum tilted one way towards the center. And what that does is that pushes aggregate towards the center. And as I keep going, it just mounds in the middle, and it kind of creates a nice crown. So that's what I do. I don't adjust the drum to one side or the other when I'm crowning the driveway. It's more work, it's more aggravation. As I said, I've done it, but I think it works just as well just to push that aggregate towards the center of the driveway, and it rounds that driveway off really nice. And I really like the finished product. I really do. So that's what I do when I'm crowning the driveway. I don't adjust the drum unless I absolutely have to, unless this is a driveway that is completely flat and it's just really, really bad as far as flatness goes. You don't want a flat driveway. You want it crowned in the center. So if the people that installed the driveway did not put a crown in the center in the original making of the driveway, you're going to need to kind of cut those edges a little bit. So that is an instance where you would shift that drum from one side or the other and really dig into that edge to kind of make a groove where the water can go. But by and large, I just push all the aggregate to the center, and I just keep going over it, keep smoothing it, and it really makes a nice crown on the driveway. You see a lot of bugs in the camera here. The bugs were horrible. They weren't mosquitoes or anything, but as I was doing this, because it was so hot and I was disturbing all the gravel and stuff, these little gnats, thousands and thousands of gnats were all over me. You can't see them around my face in the camera, but they're buzzing around the camera. They don't like the camera, but they really did not like me. They were all over me. It was so miserable. It was hot and dusty. As you can see, the dust just rolling off the driveway here. It was just so bad. This was just not a good day to do a driveway repair, but it had to be done. And I'm telling you what, it turned out great, like I said, but man, it was a miserable day to be out there working in the hot heat, in the dust, in the sweat, with all these gnats. I mean, just thousands of them. You can see them here on the camera, just thousands of gnats. So it was a miserable day. Now, as you can see here, I'm still working on this little second part of the driveway here, getting it smooth. I'm going pretty quick. What I'm doing here is I'm filling in a pothole. So as you guys know, potholes are lower, obviously, than the rest of the driveway, so they have to be filled in. And when it's damp, they fill in really easy. But when it's dry like this, you really need to move a lot of stuff into that pothole. So that's what I was doing, and it did. In the end, it all worked out good. I did a lot more filling of potholes and things like that, but it did work out good. These people could get away with not having gravel put on the driveway for a little while, maybe a year, but they really do need new gravel put on the driveway, and that can be expensive. So I leave that up to the client. When I am bidding
a gravel driveway, I only bid the repair. I don't bid adding gravel to the driveway, because you have to repair the driveway anyway before you can put new gravel on. And so that's what I'm bidding when I go out and bid a gravel driveway. Now, a lot of these shots are short because, again, I can only go so far, and then I have to, then you can't see what I'm doing, and it's just frustrating for the viewer, for you, the viewer. So, I try to keep the shots short. That can kind of make the video a little boring, but at the same time, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And I got to tell you, watching these driveways get done, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love watching driveway repairs. And again, as you can see here, I'm moving gravel into another pothole. That's why I keep going forward. And so now I'm starting on a new part of the driveway. And I mean, it's just so satisfying to watch these driveways transform from a potholed mess into beautifully smooth driveways. I love it. I absolutely love doing driveway repairs. This is the best thing to me. I absolutely enjoy doing these driveway repairs, and I hope you guys like watching them. So I'm going to shut up here for a little bit. I'm going to let you just watch and enjoy the footage. So here, guys, I am starting on the bridge. I know it doesn't look like a bridge really, but it is a bridge. There's a big tube that goes under it, and the bridge was a little bit challenging because I couldn't get right up to the wood sides of the bridge, and so there was a big line of potholes on one side leading up to the bridge, and so it was really difficult to get enough aggregate or enough gravel to fill those potholed areas and still fix everything on the driveway or on the bridge, and it was just really tough.
All right, guys, so as you can see, my face is dirty. I can't see myself in the camera really, but we are all done with this driveway. Let me turn you around here and I'll show it to you. All right, so look at that. We had some low spots here, a bunch of potholes here that we filled in. They were low spots, so I had to push some aggregate to there. Now these people will need more gravel on their driveway. There's no question about that. But I got it as good as I could get it. The Ventrac pulled up a lot of this big stone here, so that side was low, so I put that over there. Improved the crown quite a bit. The grass is all gone in the center. Oh man, guys, it was a dust storm out here. We are supposed to get rain tomorrow, but man, it was really dusty. I gotta wash the Ventrac, I gotta wash the truck, I gotta wash myself. It's just really bad. So As we keep going down here, it's just smooth as a baby's butt. I mean, it's really nice. There are some bigger stones, but guys, I'm really impressed with the Ventrac and how it did on this particular driveway. This was a challenge. It really was, but I think it turned out great. I really do. We got all the potholes removed. We did everything to make this driveway crowned nicely. There is a spot going up towards the house there where it's angled to one side rather than a crown, because that's the way it naturally wants to go, and so that's the way I put it. So we'll come up here. This was another big pothole area up here, and then we'll be done with this video. But I want to show this to you. All right, this was another big pothole area here, and we got it all smoothed out and looking good. The bridge, there's no potholes on the bridge. It's really nice. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.